everyone, I'm so excited to be here today. This is my first project I am doing on my new channel name, and I'm super excited. If you've seen my previous video, I told you about this white piece of lace and what it represents and what it's doing. So the whole thing of my craft channel is what's on my craft table. So what I thought I would do is just go ahead and hide it from y'all because I can. So I thought we will reveal what's underneath here every single video. So this is the way it's gonna start. I know it's not your traditional craft videos, but I thought I would try to do something different than everybody else has, and this is the way I came up with it. So that's how we got the name, with what's on your craft table, question mark. And nobody knows until I reveal. So let's reveal. And here it is. Ta-da! I know it's kind of crazy, but I love doing that. It's so neat. But as you can tell, like I said, I'm rather excited because I'm finally getting to do what I've always wanted to do for a long period of time right now. I mean, it's been years. So, in years. But this is what we are going to make today. I thought this was super cute. So, these are the KitKat wallets. And I am sure you have seen these all over YouTube. It's an older project. It is new to me. I've never seen this. So, I wanted to make it without using an SVG cut. So, I'm not against SVG cuts. You will see some on my channel that are SVG cuts. So I'm not against that, but I wanted to do my first project on my own without an SVG cut. And this is what I came up with. And if you want the SVG cut, you can just go out there and search KitKat Wallet, and it'll come up, and you can print the SVG out. If it's easier for you, you can do that. Or for people who don't have cutting machines, because you have to have a cutting machine for an SVG. So I decided to do this for everybody that doesn't have an SVG machine, you know, SVG cutter machine, whether it's a Cricut or Silhouette or anything like that. I thought, let's give it a try, see how it comes out. And this is what I came up with, and I think it turned out fabulous. So I decided to do Halloween. So there's the bats. Here's a bat on top. And you can see what's shiny. See how it's shiny? There's mirror card underneath that. I love it. I just decided to give it a pop. So that is really cute. Now this little bat here, thanks to my sister Angela Pygis, who is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator on Stamping with Amore. Go check her out. She has fabulous projects out there, guys, and she'll blow your mind. So go check her out if you haven't, because she gave me this bat paper, and she gave me the stamp set that goes with this, and this is it here. So it's called Wonderfully Wicked. It's a retired stamp set from Stampin' Up! And I used the bat right here, and it matched perfectly with this paper, because I believe this paper went with this stamp set at one time. Don't quote me on there. I'm not sure, because I haven't been on Stampin' Up! In a long time, but my sister does fabulous projects. So Stamping with Amore, Angela Pygis is her name. So look her up on YouTube. She's pretty well known out there. So give it a shot, guys. Go check out her stuff. But let's get started on the project because I'm excited. But we have a little Velcro that opens this up. Okay, so this is the closure, and then we open it up here, and I put a Happy Halloween, which I believe also came from that stamp set, if I am not mistaken. Yes, it did. So there's the Happy Halloween that I used. So if you still have this retired stamp set, get it out, guys, and go use it. So anyway, that's what I came up with. I put the same paper inside of the box as I did on the outside. And here's your KitKat bar. It just is a little small box. I'll turn it this way. It's a little bitty short box, and it fits a KitKat perfectly. And I thought how cute that is to give maybe your kid's teacher or something like that that you can give to him for Halloween. And I think it's adorable. It is so, so cute, and it just folds over. Okay, let me make sure I get that in. You have to make sure you get the sides in, guys, when you fold it. And then here's the closure, and then that is the back. So let's get started. That's what I'm making. I will keep this open right here if you guys want to look at it while I am busy doing my thing. So we are going to start off with the cardstock. So in the cardstock is a 9x3. I don't know if you can see that, but I wrote the numbers of what it is. So it's 9 inches long by 3. I wrote it on there just for myself to make sure I'm giving you the right directions, because this has been a long time since I've done any videos. And then I went ahead and I scored at 4 1/4 and 4 3/4, and you can see the score lines. I believe you can see them. There they are right there. So that's what I did, 4 1/4, 4 3/4. So this is the wallet. All the pieces I'm showing you is the base of the wallet. Okay, so here is the closure. Okay, and the closure is 3 by 1 1/4. So that's the closure, but we have to score at 1 and then 1 5/8. And there's your score lines right there. We will be rounding off these edges because I need to be rounded off. As you can tell on this one, it's round. So we round off a few of our edges, and we'll do that together. And then for the top of the box, it is 5 3 3/4. So can you see that? So 5 3 3/4, and you score all the way around a 1/2 inch. I wanted to make sure I got that right. But yes, it's a 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch all the way around on each side of the box. Okay, and then this is the bottom, which is exactly like the top. It's just a little smaller. It's 4 7/8 across by 3 5/8. We had to make it a little bit smaller so that the top would cover the bottom. Okay, so like you want to make sure that this top is a little bit bigger than the bottom, because this has to fit over. So we want to make sure that, and you do the same thing. You score 1/2 inch all the way around. Okay, so that is your box. That's your wallet right there. Now we are going to do the layers of the wallet. And first I want to start off with is, I'm going to do gold this time, guys, and it's reflecting like crazy. Look at it's reflecting like crazy. So you want 2 of these at 4 by 2 3/4, and I'm sorry, I did that wrong. Let me see what I did. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. So this is 4 1/8 by 2 7/8, and you have that right there. Okay, that's what that is. So you need 2 of these. Okay, guys, 4 1/8 by 2 7/8. You need 2. Put those over here. This is another piece. It's a part of your closure. And this is 2 7/8 by 1 1/8. And I wrote that on here if you want to see it. 2 7/8 by 1 1/8. And like I said, we'll be rounding off these. And then we have the most tiniest little piece. It's still keeping the same length. It's 2 7/8. But it is 7/16. So this little end here is 7/16. And guys, these are hard to do, these little bitty tiny measurements. What I would do is just take like the back, because this goes right here, guys. Okay, let me empty this out. It goes right here. So it's a rather small piece. Do your best, use your judgment, and see how that comes out. Now that's what I used, and it fits in there perfectly. So if you want to use my measurements, 2 7/8 by 7/16. I know it's a crazy number, but it's such a tiny piece. Okay, so that's the last of our mirror card. Then we have our designer paper. And once again, we have another itty bitty piece, which is even smaller than your piece right here for your mirror card, because this is going to lay on top of here. So like I said, use your, your discretion on how you want to put that together. Use my measurements. 2 3/4 by 5/16. So it's got to be a little bit smaller than this piece, because this piece was 2 7/8 by 7/16. This is 2 3/4 by 5/16. I know it's a hard number, guys. I understand. Try to do your best on this little piece right here because it's so tiny, but we have to add something there. We couldn't leave it plain. So that's the first piece on our designer series paper. I am using a snowflake. As you can see, I am doing Christmas. So we did the Halloween, now we are doing Christmas because this is great, I think, for gift cards. And I should have got a gift card to show you, but I'll show you. It's going to go into the same place that this one, where it has Happy Halloween. You can put maybe Merry Christmas across here. I don't know how much, this a gift card will definitely fit in here. So I don't know how much writing or stamping you can do in there. But that's what I'm going to do with this one. We are going to use a gift card, and I forgot to get the gift card, so we're going to improvise. So that's the first piece we need. This is the second piece. This is for your closure. So it's 2 3/4 across 1 inch. 2 3/4, 1 inch. This goes on to this piece here. And like I said, we have, look how pretty this paper is. It's snowflakes. It's super cute. So that's your next one. That's for your closure. And then we need 3. Okay, so we need 3 of these pieces, which are 4 by 2 3/4. Okay, 4, 2 3/4. We need 3 pieces because this is the inside of the box, like right here, this one here. And then we need 2 more pieces for the outside of the box. And these are here. So you need a total of 3. Okay, so let's get going. So the first thing I want to do is get out our wallet piece. And don't worry about the writing because that'll be covered with all of our papers. We don't have to worry about it. So this is the 9 by 3, and I'm just going to take our score lines and I'm going to give them a nice crease. Now I'm going to make sure that these land together. When you put them, land them together, okay? And what I mean by landing them together is make sure they are like lining up, like right together. See, this is the bottom. This is it. Make sure they're both right here. Hope that didn't get too blurry. Let's go down here. We might be going up too close. So make sure they're both even is what I'm trying to say when you go to do it, because you want a nice even wallet. And then go ahead and I use this creaser. I love it. I think it's better than a bone folder because it gets such sharp creases. I love it. So there is your wallet. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to go ahead, and of course I have one little piece coming out. I want to round off my corners. So we're going to round off our corners. Make sure that when you round off your corners, this is the one that opens it up. Okay, so you want that to open up. But actually we're going to do it on both sides because when these go together, you want both rounded on this side and rounded on this side. So just take your rounder and give it a little curve. I think it makes the wallet a lot better when they have the curved edges versus the square edges. I think it looks much nicer. Let's get those pieces out. So that's all we do so far for the wallet. We're going to set that aside. I'm going to grab our box right here, which are these 2 pieces. This is the top, this is the bottom. Doesn't matter which one we start with first, but they both get put together the same. I'm going to move these 2 little pieces because we are not working with them right now. Move them over with my designer paper. And so what we want to do is we want to cut up to the first score line. So basically it's just that little bitty box. And we just cut it here. We cut it right here. We cut it here. So I'm turning my paper and cutting up to that first score line. You want to, you can give it a little notch, just a little one, doesn't need to be a lot. Just give it a little notch. I think it may make our boxes fold a little bit better. Plus we have all these little pieces laying around. What the heck? We might as well. Let's have pieces flying everywhere. So just give them a little notch so that the box will fit a little bit better. And you know, like I say, look, it's just very tiny. Not very much. We just have to get rid of the little pieces. We can do the same thing. Let's go ahead and do the same thing to the bottom of the box. Go up to that first score line. We'll go ahead and clip while we're here. Turn it. Okay, clip up to that first score line. Give it a little piece to little corner piece here to get it to fit a little bit better. We're basically just taking off the score line because we don't want to have the score line in there. So just clip it, cut into it a little bit. It just makes them fold a little bit better. I know I haven't scored or I haven't creased my lines quite yet. I'm going to do it now. I like to do it after I cut into my boxes. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I just like doing it this way better. Okay, guys, and then I'm going to give this a crease here. I'm going to fold on the score lines, guys. Fold on the score lines, okay? The box isn't that hard to do. It's really easy. I think the hardest part is those little bitty pieces that can be a little bit fiddly, but works out fine. So now the box here, okay, it's right here. That is the bottom, and let's do the same thing. Crease on your fold lines. I don't mind, like I said, I don't mind doing these afterwards, after I cut. For some reason I think I get a better cut, or I get it's better for me to cut first than crease the score lines later. I don't know why that is, but it just seems to work better for me. You do you, okay? Do whatever you want to do. Now we are going to put these together, okay? And like I said, there's the writing of my boxes. You're not going to see them. They're going to go down like this. I'm going to go ahead and use, I'd rather use glue, but it takes a little bit longer. So for video purposes, I'm going to go ahead and use this Tombow Extreme. It's pretty sticky. So I'm just letting you know. And this is the reason why I am using it. You can use red liner tape. You can use the score Terran tape. You can use that. I think it's strong enough to put your boxes together. And just kind of give it a little flick too, because when I don't flick it, it gets weird the next time I use it. So we are just putting the together. Match this line here up to your corner. Make sure we have a good box. Okay, guys? Just match them up. Give them, do you see? So I got two sides almost done. I got one full side done and part of another. But try to match them up. I got a little excess glue, and you just pull it. That's what I love about this tape. It doesn't like leave goop like the wet glue does. Now, mind you, wet glue is my favorite. I love wet glue. I use this Koal glue here. It's fast drying. It is from Crafter's Companion. It's a UK brand. They do sell it on Amazon, I believe. So that's where you can purchase it there. But I'm just going to do the same thing. Whoops. With the, I almost, because this tape is so strong, I almost cut off my whole corner of my box. The whole corner piece. It's a little wonky now. It's a little wonky. We'll work with it, okay? We're going to try to get the best seal we can. Yeah, it's strong, guys. I'm just saying that it is strong. So if you want to take a look at it here, it is But you can use anything. Tear and tape, your wet glues, whatever you prefer, that you really like to use when you put a construction box together or anything construction. Red liner tape, I don't know if I mentioned that. Okay, so here's our box already, guys. So this is the bottom, of course, it's smaller. This is the top. Okay, let's go in here, top. Look at that, and it's so nice, and it's a good fit. So we're going to put these two aside now, okay? And then we are going to get our closure. Now there is a bigger side on one end here, and then a smaller side on this end. And you want the smaller size to go underneath this part of your wallet. And make sure that it's the smaller size, because the bigger side is your closure. So here's the closure on the box. It's the bigger side, okay? The bigger side. So what you want to do is you want to clip these corners also, so that we keep our box looking nice. Just clip these corners. So this is our closure of our box, and you just want to go ahead and score. Sorry, you just want to go ahead and crease and make sure they're lined up. Crease on your score lines, okay? Make sure you do that because this is the closure, so you want it to be nice. Okay, so now we're all done with the cardstock and putting our box. Next, we're going to go to our mirror card. So what I'm doing here is this mirror card is going to lay like this. Okay, right on top of that green piece. Okay, lay it like this. But first what we have to do is we have to round the corners. I just think it looks better when you round the corners than it does if you leave it square. So we just round the corners. We are going to tape this to, let me get this on here, we're going to tape it to the cardstock. Tape it to the closure. I'm going to make sure I get as close as I can because this is the closure part. And you want to do it to the back too, so get it as close as you can. And then these two pieces will lay on this. Now there's no wiggle room with this tape, guys, so I have to kind of, I hope you can see me, I have to kind of bring it a little bit closer to me so I can figure out where to place this. Well, I know where, I just have to make sure that it gets put on there the right way, and voila, I did it. Woohoo! So there you go. That's that piece there. I'm going to go ahead while I'm here, and it's okay, guys, if you get a little bit of smudge on the cardstock. On the mirror card. I can never do mirror card without getting something on it. So I'm going to take, while I'm here, I'm just going to go take the designer series paper we have, or just whatever paper you use, and this is Christmas. And then we want to round off the corners once again, because it's all rounded off everywhere else, and we need to round it off here too. I got lots of little pieces all over the place. And then just go ahead. You can also do this with glue. Like I said, guys, I prefer glue versus this kind of tape, but because it's video and then I have to wait for, it to dry, it's a little bit time consuming sometimes. And I'm going to place this on. I didn't place it on the best. Let me see if I can just snag it off just a little bit. I want to get it on there kind of central. So it did come off, but we're still good. And I want to try to get it as close to, this is a little far up, and I want to get it a little further down. Like it keeps getting stuck to the other part. So this is where I kind of wanted it at, right? Kind of in the middle. Okay, it's okay if it's a little bit over more on one side than is the other side. You are not going to see this. So remember the crease lines, or those score lines we had on the back? Okay, you want to bend it. Okay, bend it here and bend it here. It'll tell you where to go. You can feel it, just bend it. I would go ahead and crease it lightly. Be careful of your paper. You don't want to make a mess of your paper. But it needs to be bent because this has to go over. So if you want to, just go like this a little bit back and forth. That's what I do. Or I just do this again. Because it's a little bit thick, we do have a couple layers on here. But this is your closure, okay? So the next thing I want to do before we keep going, I'm going to put this aside, okay? And I'm going to bring back out the wallet. Now, let me do it this way because this is the next layer that goes on here would be your card, your mirror card. And once again, guys, we have to do the little rounding of the corners. So let's do that. Okay, so we have this one here, and then this one goes on this side. Doesn't matter which way you do it. You can keep, you know, doing it just like you did the other one. Okay, so that's done. I have little pieces flying all everywhere, and this will go here. Okay, so this here will go like this, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the same glue, or the same tape, I should say, because this stuff is sticky. And it's really sticky, but I like it for construction. Like I said, but my favorite is wet glue. I love wet glue. But if we can do things a little bit faster and it stays, that's also good. Do not go into that crease line right there. Okay, so there's your creases. Those are your score lines. Do not go past those score lines, okay? Just try to center this as nice as you can without going in the crease line, because that's would be an issue. You wouldn't be able to fold your box right. I'm going to turn this around because I'm right-handed, so I like to do it this way. But like I said, you do you and how you put your stuff together. Mine is just this way because I am right-handed, and it makes more sense for me to turn it around. And I got more smudge on this because I have little pieces of tape or little pieces of glue right here. But no worries at all, because we will get this covered. I am getting such a reflection from this card. It's crazy. See, I got some smudge marks, guys. Don't worry about it. But isn't that pretty already? Look at that. You know what? You can even take this part and maybe run it through an embossing folder. That would be so pretty with that mirror. And so next we're going to go back to our, while we're here, we're going to get our 2 pieces of designer paper. We're going to take this here and this over here. We will get to them. Let's go ahead. You know what? We'll put these aside for just a second. I'm going to do this middle piece here because it needs to be done. So can you tell I'm trying to avoid it? Because it's such a small little beady piece, but it works, and it works really good. The measurements took me forever, and it's so like shiny. I'm having like major issues trying to get this in right. I hope my head is not in this video. Oh, see? And once again I said be careful. Be careful, Maria, because... Okay, so this is what your wallet looks like. Of course, I had smudges on it again. No worries, guys. It will get covered by this little bitty piece, which I really can't do with this because it's too wide. Let's take some glue. Okay, I'm just going to take some glue with a fine tip, and I'm going to put it on. You could do, like I said, guys, you could do this whole thing with glue. Let's just get some on here. I have a little bit of, it's plugged up just a tiny bit for some reason. I don't know why, seeing that the pin is in there. But sometimes that happens. So I'm going to try to get this glue to come out, and if not, we're going to the big bottle. But it's coming out. Not coming out as fast as I would like it to, but it's coming out and it's doing its thing. So, okay, so that I'm going to plug this back up because Seems like we're getting a little issue there. And I turned them upside down too. I have this holder I made, guys. It's just out of a bottle top. Okay, so if you have little bottles like this, there's also a piece of tape, and I keep my pin right here in here so I don't lose it, but I just keep it like this all the time. And you could decorate this with anything you want. I chose not to because it's just me working with it, so not a big deal. So let's go ahead and put this one on, and like I said, those smudges are just vanishing because you don't see them. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So it is a small piece, like I said, small piece. It's not that hard, really. So now we have to round off these corners here and here. We can do the same thing on this side, depending on which side you like better. Doesn't really matter because mine is not directional. And I'm going to take some more tape, and we are going to get this tape down. See, sometimes this this here pulls back, so you have to push it forward for it to work again. I'm trying to get up to the very end as close as possible without making a big mess over here, because I know it's leaving some glue and it's kind of doing my smudges. But now we're going to put this as best as we can, guys, on top. That's why I said this sometimes I don't like the way that landed. It's not, I don't know if I can get that off or not. Oh, I hate, this is why wet glue comes in handy, and nope, I'm not going to be able to move it, but I hit it just the wrong way. Let me try one more time. I didn't want to do this. Oh, okay, we're getting it off. It's okay, you're not going to be able to see that. I'm just going to add a little bit more glue. So this is where the wet glue, babe, I'm calling you guys babe. This is where the wet glue is more, like, it's better to use because you have that wiggle room. And I don't have that wiggle room with this. But I wanted it to get it more center because, okay, I'm happy with that. And see, I pulled it off. You know, showing you how to make mistakes, guys. Showing you how to make mistakes, but I corrected it. Look how pretty it is. You can't see that little piece that peeled up. Everything's down. We're good. You might see a little bit right here. I just caught it, but I will fix that up later. It's just a little piece right here that I can get off, so it's not a big deal. So I'm going to turn it around again. This is where wet glue comes in handy, because you have that wiggle room to do it. And if I was to make these where I'm not doing videos, I would be definitely using wet glue. I think it would be much better because we made a little mistake right there, but it's okay. I will clean that up afterwards. And let's see if we can get this evened out right this time and make sure it looks good. Okay, and that one went on simple for some reason. I have a glare, guys. It's giving me a glare because I have all these lights around me, and it's giving me a glare, and I couldn't line the gold in real good, like when I'm trying to put the paper on. All I seen was the glare from the mirror card, and it was hard for me to do. So I do have a little bitty mistake. But I'm pretty sure that I can get this up. It's already coming up, so it's not a big deal. Like I said, I can do this. Oh, it actually pulled up for me. Wow. So I'm going to take my itty bitty scissors, and I'm just going to cut it off. And I should just probably still do this off camera, but I wanted it to be neat. Okay, so I have to come this way. It works better for me going this way than it did that way. And I'm going to cut it off right here. Okay, so there we go, guys. It's back to normal. Looks all good. I just had to take that off right there, and we are good. So the next thing we want to do now is we want to flip it back over. And the first thing you do is put this in. Now, when I did this previously, I did not put this in first. I just laid my boxes down and forgot this part. And this little closure has to be underneath the box. So where it has the thinner part, okay, see this is the longer part, there's the longer part, there's the smaller part. The smaller part needs to go on here. So we are just going to give this some glue. Like I said, wet glue would probably be better. I'm just letting you know, I love my wet glue, guys. I can't help it. I just think it does things better, but you know, I'm trying to not make this too long. So what we want to do is we want to center this. So you take your score line right here, your first score line, and you want to put the score line here to the edge. Okay, so match the score line with the edge of that paper and try to get it as central as you can. I think this looks good. And I'm going to lay it on there. So now, guys, we have our closure. I can still feel that this might need a little bit more bending, but otherwise than that, looks good. Everything's staying, everything's sticking. Okay, so that's where we are. Now we want to put the bottom on. The smaller one and then the bigger one. So I am going to wet glue this. I am not going to try to do this on top of a box. It needs wet glue, guys. So I am just going, there's one little piece that's sticking up. I'm going to put some wet glue, and like I said, see there's my numbers. I told you I written them on, but I knew I wasn't going to see them, so I didn't mind writing them on the box. I knew that wasn't going to be an issue. Okay, so that's that, and you want to get this one as central as you can in between these two, and keep away from the score mark, because if you put it on in the score mark, you won't be able to close it. So kind of stay away from it a little bit. Measure from here to here a little bit. You don't have to measure, just eyeball it. Just don't get it on the score line, okay? Because you don't want to do that, because you have to fold this, okay? So keep it away from the score mark. I am going to take my little creaser. I call it a creaser. I'm not sure what it's really called, to be honest with you. I picked it up from somewhere, and I thought, oh, that's so cool. I'm going to use that as my bone folder. And it works amazing. I can't tell you how much this creaser, to get into these things, to get it to, oh, great. It just works great. So I see a little bit where I'm off just a tiny bit. Even though I creased it, it's allowing me to move up a little bit to get it perfectly even, because it's glue. And this is the reason why I love working with glue, because you have that wiggle room, and if you make a mistake like I did earlier and you have tape that's super sticky, there's an issue. Thank goodness I got it fixed, I got it clipped, and we're all good to go. But yeah, it's a little tough. It's hard to do. So this works better for me. Try to line up your bottom, you know, as close as you can with this one so that it fits. Gonna move it up just a tiny bit. I gotta come down just a tiny bit. So just kind of keep it away from the score line. Make sure you're away from the score line. Okay. So it looks good. Looking good, guys. Looking really good. And I'm going to press it down. So like I said, I had a lot of fun making this. It took me a long time to figure it out without an SVG, but guys, I was just trying to do something that didn't require a cutting machine, because not everybody has one. But like I said, if you want to do one that has everything cut out for you and put together, go for it. I have no reason why you can't do that. And then the next thing I do is I'm going to take the other, we have 3 pieces, remember? I'm just going to go ahead and glue this one in, because like I said, I love my glue. Takes a little bit of time to dry, but this doesn't affect my box anyway. It just goes right in there, sits in there, does its thing, and we don't care if we have to wait a little while for that glue to dry. It's not a big deal. Stick that in there. And push this up, make sure everything's up. I got this over just a little bit. Could have moved it over this way just a little bit, but it's okay. Everything will fit, everything will work. and that's inside the box. I would take a gift card. Seeing that this is Christmas, I would still go ahead and put the KitKat bar in there. I think it's really, really cute. I think it's really cute. And I would take a gift card and attach the gift card with maybe a piece of double-sided tape so they can get it off, and give this to them for Christmas, because I think this is adorable. And look how nicely that closed. That's a tight fit. Wow, that's a tight fit. Perfect. So like I said, this is just the cutest thing ever. And then I thought, what a way to give a gift card. So now I'm just going to close this up, and I borrowed the other KitKat from the one that was in the other box. This is sticking up. I like to push these down like that and then close the box, because then it's much easier. So we need some closure. We definitely need some closure of this video. So I have some of these little adhesive dots. I don't know what size these are. It doesn't say. I had them in my stash, and I went ahead and used them. So I believe there is one part. Yes, I should have taken these out early. This is the real little bitty fuzzy side of one. They're so tiny. I don't even know where to put this. I'm going to lay it on my glue bottle. It's right there, because I don't want it. Can you see it? I don't want it to fall anywhere else. So that's the first part, and then you come back here, and there is the second part, which is right here. I should have taken these out before, but they're easy to get in and out for me. And then this is the second part. There it is on my finger. So it doesn't matter. I don't know if there's a rhyme or reason to what goes where first. You know, I don't know if the flat one goes first. I'm going to put the flat one on here. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to take this and this other half, and I want to put them together. If that makes any sense. So they're in their sandwich form, if you can see that. And I just push it. So what I want to do is I want to take, these are sticky too, really sticky. But I like to take a tiny bit of glue and put it here, and, whoops, I gotta put that one there. Yes, because this is sticking to this. And then on this side, because I want to, let's see, I'm gonna put no, I forgot, this goes on this way. No, this goes on this way. I like to get the fuzzier part at the top of the box. Guys, it works either way. Trust me. Okay, I do see my score marks right there. Because I forgot to do it the other way. Now my score marks my writing. So, we can go ahead and give that a little rub out. I did it the other way around. But guys, look how, see? Gone. It took a matter of 2 seconds. Then I'm going to line this up here. Okay, I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put it up close to the middle, but close to the top. And I'll show you here in just a second. I wanted to add the glue just because I think it's a little bit more security that you will have. And if the glue runs over a little bit, don't worry, it is clear. And I just clean it up. So there it is here. Okay, so the two are stuck together. I put it closer to the top here, and then I'm going to turn it this way, catch the fold, and lay it down. Okay, now I'm not going to take this off right now. It's going to have to sit for a little bit. So while that's kind of like that it doesn't want to do what it's supposed to do. Of course it doesn't. Why would it want to do anything that I want it to do? So, what did I do here? I think I put them on the wrong way. Oh my goodness. I shouldn't have put the glue on. I think the glue, see the... Okay, this is... Okay, guys. I'm going to do this over again. Not real happy how that turned out. The first one I didn't use glue. I thought I would use glue this time, but I don't like the way it's working. I don't think it needs the glue. So go ahead and put this one on here, right towards the middle and towards the top. And then I'm going to take the bottom one If I can get it out now, or is it? Here it is. It's just stuck down there. Take the bottom one. Okay. So you guys can't do this. I'm just getting another one out because I don't like the way that one looked for some reason. So just put the bottom one on this one, okay, on top of it, and then fold it over. I tried to use the glue, but the glue isn't working. And I don't know why. I thought the glue would work on this, and it probably does. Maybe I did something wrong, but the first one I did here, I didn't use any glue, and it's staying. It's not going anywhere. Either one. It's stuck. So I don't know why I tried to put glue on there. Don't do that. So I'm going to let this sit like that for a minute because I have a little bitty snowflake. Because I thought, how fitting. So I just had a die cut. I ran it through white. And then, I can't even get the camera right. We're working on it. White, and then I backed it with a little bit of black so that it kind of pops out, and it's going to go right here. You don't have to have anything there if you don't want to. But I chose to do so, and hopefully this will work. I'm going to put the black side down. Okay. We don't need the black side. We want the white side. I just went ahead and did this so that we were able to see the white. Because it is a white snowflake and it's on top of this, and I thought, I don't know if that's going to, if you're going to see that well. So I'm just hitting it with some glue, and this is when I love these little bitty bottles because they make everything work. So I just put glue on there, and then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to lay it right here. So there is a little like ornamental thing right there, guys. Just hold it for a second. The glue sticks fairly well. Like I said, this is, what's in my small glue is this tacky glue, the koal glue. I love the koal glue. It really is fast drying. As you can see, I'm having trouble, with this in here. And it's even got a pin in it. But I like to do this, and I like to store them upside down so that it all goes to where I need it to go to. So I love that part of it, but I don't want to touch this because it's still, I don't know whether it'll. And you can also put something here if you want to, like take a white cardstock and then maybe do something with green, stamp something on it if you want to. I don't think it needs it. Look how cute that is. I don't think it needs it. I love this Christmas one. What a great gift. Oh, this is so cute. Let me see if I can get this undone without making a mess. Hold on to the bottom, hold on to the top. Okay, let's give them a little bit better press, guys. I had some little bit of eraser over in the corner, but isn't that cute? Look how cute that is. I love it. It's taken me a little while. I'm sorry if the video ran over too long, but I wanted to make sure you understood everything I was doing, and I hope you did. And like I said, put a gift card right here. There's nothing more cooler than to see somebody open up a wallet and having a gift card and some chocolate at the same time. I mean, hey, hand in hand, gift cards and chocolate, they just go together. So, anyways, guys, we are done with the project. My first project on my new channel, What's on My Craft Table. You will see what I have, what's on my craft table. And the next, I don't know if this will be, like I said, once a week or twice a week. Right now, I'm doing once a week until I start building up and working more and more on projects. Right now, I have this one, and I will be back soon with another one. I just don't know how quickly, if I'll do like one a week or two a week when I'm first starting. But just, like I said, guys, if you would do me a great favor, hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up because it really helps my channel. And when you hit the notification bell, hit all so that you will be able to see all of my up and coming videos, not just this one. If you hit the all on your little notification bell. So that's my project, guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I appreciate you all. Don't forget, if you were subscribed to Sweet Serenity Stamping, you are now subscribed to What's on My Craft Table. The only thing we did was change the name, and you are all still subscribed. But if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. and keep an eye on future videos. So everybody, take care today. I hope everything's going well, and you're having a blessed day. So thank you very much for coming in. I will see you on my next video. Happy crafting. Bye.